actually, there was something else.
We get back onto the Pope soon, won't we?
That happened. Yeah.
Are you writing a novel?
No.
Oh,
So I'm not writing a novel,
Right.
but I noticed a post on Joystick like maybe a month ago that said that the Eco game novelization was going to be translated into English, and I just have to tell people to not read that translation. Do
Why?
not read it because
Because the Japanese is horrible.
So I saw that book at a bookstore. I was going to pick up a new book to read, and normally I would shy away from some, even though it's Eco and I loved Eco, I would normally shy away, but the author, Miyabe Miyuki, is a really, really famous author in Japan. She's really well known and she writes really good books, so I was just like, why not?
All right.
Yeah.
So I picked up the book, and it's not good.
Oh, dear.
It's not good. I got about half of the way through.
So a complete commercial sellout then.
There were parts that started getting interesting, but then it just went downhill. It was basically, there were huge chunks of the book where it's basically describing exactly the kind of moves that you use in the game to progress. So it was like, and then you climbed up the rope, and then
The whole book should all be about the emotion between the characters.
So half of it's like a game guide about how to play.
Well, it's exactly, that's how
What a load of
parts of
rubbish.
it, that's how parts of it, and
Shouldn't have got a famous novelist to write.
I know,
It's
well,
terrible.
there were parts that
manual.
went into the backstory of
Maybe it's got the
Yorda.
wrong gist. Like, they said, you've got to write this story about, we've got this great deal from a agent. You've got this great deal, you've got to write this story about this game. And then she probably didn't even play the game.
Yeah.
And then she said, well, give me a list of all the moves in the game and I'll somehow fit them into the story somehow.
It was just really unfortunate because there were parts that was like, okay, this is finally starting to pick up. But it's like, I don't want to read about exactly like the moves that I'm using to
No,
get
not at
past the
all.
puzzles.
And then he pushed L1.
It was
That's like
then he
some Metal
double
Gear
tapped
Solid
X
crap.
and he jumped.
But he has to make sure that he's standing right on the edge because otherwise he will probably fall into the chasm.
Yeah. I'd rather play the
Closer to the
game.
edge. He went 1 pixel closer to the edge.
And then he paused and saved.
Yeah. So don't pick up that novel if it ever does get translated. Don't do it. Resist the temptation. Boycott it. Do whatever you can to avoid it.
Because the only thing better than an escort mission is a book about an escort mission.
Yes, exactly. That game is an entire escort mission.
The whole thing is one long escort mission.
But it's
It is.
a
beautiful.
beautiful escort
It's
mission.
beautiful.
Hey, I brought an escort mission into X, the first game I ever made. Yeah, and it involves you escorting this convoy of trucks on the planet's surface.
Was it fun?
Yeah, kind of, because these big spiders come and attack. And you have to, and I think we kind of remade that as well for the follow-up on the DSi.
Okay. So actually, would you be interested in hopping into some fan mail that we received?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. So we got this mail from Joe Blashak. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Right.
And he actually wrote in about this game that he made during his student days called Rotten, featuring an eggplant protagonist character.
Oh, this appeals
says-
to me immediately.
He says it's
Eggplant.
a third-person arcade shooter where you play as the vegetable resistance, fighting off zombified fruit who have taken control of the local shop. Just thought it was relevant. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for emailing
It was relevant.
Yeah, because I thought it would be a
That's
good segue to the big question that you want answered, which is, what's with the eggplant? What's with the eggplant? Because we've been getting this from a lot of people. And only I can actually answer this.
Yes.
Because I'm the one who put it into the
Yes,
questions
yeah.
to ask our survivors for the survivor files. And the answer is that, first of all, eggplant is funny. Let's just get that out.
Just the average
Eggplant's a
shape.
pretty funny, yeah.
Well, it's kind of round.
Yeah, it's
and
all the
shiny.
shapes, yeah.
It's the platypus of the...
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
The platypus.
And because eggplant is so funny, I'm guessing that's why Penny Arcade, this was years ago, as I could have been in like junior high school or high school at the time, they made a comic. Now it's been years since I actually looked at this, but they'd made a comic that was like, this is what people want to see in our comics. and one of the things was like, here's the cat. And so they did one comic featuring, this is the stuff that people want to see.
Yeah.
And then one of the items was an eggplant in the shape of Abe Lincoln.
Ape Lincoln or Ape Lincoln?
That's difficult to
I heard
say.
Ape Lincoln.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
An eggplant in the shape
Abe
of
Lincoln.
Abe
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Yeah.
Abraham.
Abraham
Yes,
Lincoln.
not
The
the
beard
primate.
and the...
Yeah, and
Well, apes have beards also.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
and so Gabe or Mike drew an eggplant in the shape of a
We don't
pumpkin.
call them eggplants in England, do we? We call it aubergine.
Aubergine, yeah.
Aubergine, yeah.
Aubergine.
Like a zucchini courgette thing, right?
Well,
No,
I mean,
that's different. No, that's...
No, but I mean, we take the French name. They take the Italian name.
Oh, right, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you say
Yeah.
zucchini, we
Yeah.
say...
Courgette.
Courgette.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that
sounds,
either.
courgette
sounds so
sounds
sexy.
so much better,
It's better,
than
isn't it?
zucchini.
That is a British word that I don't know.
I
Aubergine
know.
does as well. It
A
still
British,
tastes...
a British word that you don't know.
That is
Speaking
a
of
British word
British
that I
words
did not know.
that we don't
British
know.
word.
There you go. It's actually a French word you don't know.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well,
I bet if you ask a French guy, though, they'll say, no, we don't call them aubergines or courgettes.
No, something else.
Yeah.
I doubt.
It's le zucchini.
The eggplant.
That's horrible. But we actually don't know a lot of British words, apparently, as some of
Oh, yeah, there's
a fan
that's
pointed
another
out.
fan mail, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's not specifically in the
okay.
fan mail, but
A lot of people have been asking about it, the people who've been
British
listening to our
words.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No, because they want us to throw British words at Ariel and Jaymin
Okay, and see what
how
they-
they respond.
And see the
Because
squirming embarrassment.
there were some people who were really laughed their ass off
Kent.
at Kent.
yeah.
The whole
'Cause
Kent
we didn't know what,
that's
I knew it
all
was
right.
like, we knew it was a place. I knew it was a place, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Superman's birth town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So we
then
had,
Harry
what was the
Potter.
question? We had one, didn't we?
A better British word.
There was pillock.
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 But we did pillock.
No, because you didn't actually find the meaning of it.
No, I said it was basically where you lock your pills so that ravers can't steal them and sell them for money.
We also said it was a warlock's
A warlock's pillow, yeah.
A warlock's pillow.
Yeah, a pillock.
Warlock's
Pillow.
That's fantastic.
I think my answer to that was that it was a slow crawling animal that kind of snuck out occasionally to loot
Okay.
bits
A
of
pillock.
cheese and other snacks.
That's a badger.
Yeah.
And this is all guessing. But what is actually...
A badger. A badger.
What is a pillock?
It's a thing that lives in
Pillock.
Pillock.
In the
Is it just like an idiot?
yeah
Oh,
yeah
yes,
basically
yeah.
basically it's a light
Very light, yeah.
word that you call
Like
something.
plonker.
Yeah, plonker.
Oh, plonker.
Plonka? Oh yeah, that's Plonka.
Oh, yeah. I hate them.
Plonker.
Plonker.
Willy Plonka and the
Mr.
chocolate.
Plonker and Mrs. Pillock.
Foolish person.
A foolish person.
Foolish person.
Said in such a British way, a
That's-
foolish person.
You foolish person.
It probably has some sort of root in some really rude meaning, you know,
Probably.
like
No doubt, yeah.
like it's probably something really disturbingly nasty, like disabled person with no hearing or something.
yeah.
Or like, no armed children.
Yeah, no, yeah, harmless children. You know,
Harmless
to,
children.
to,
Yeah.
to quote the famous
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
That's it.
Oh dear.
So do we need more English words?
Yeah,
Yeah, think of something.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we
Lerp. Do you know what lerp is?
LARP.
Lerp.
Oh, I
L-U-R-P.
think you said
Yes,
LARP. Because I
linear-
know about
I don't know
LARP.
what
Linear
LARP
interpolation. Linear interpolation.
I was thinking about live action role playing.
Lerp.
Oh, yeah.
Felch.
Felch?
Yeah.
I know Filch.
Isn't that,
Felch.
no, that's the stuff that the characters in Little Big Planet look like they're made of.
Felt.
Oh, that's felt.
yes, yeah.
Lerp and
Felch. Wait. Felch. Is Felch?
We could
Felch. It's a good word. That.
Is
I like the sound of
Felch
it.
when you kind of let things come out of both ends at the same time?
It just sounds like a belch on one side and then something.
see what you mean. That's quite clever. Kind of. You're actually almost.
I love the way Duncan said that's quite clever in that way that means you're not quite.
That's a great answer, Ariel. In a way that like every kid has to win a trophy.
Duncan said it better. That's quite clever.
You're not.
That's a good job, Ariel. You get a sticker.
Gold star.
You better next time.
Lerp and Felch. Well, maybe we should let the readers write in with the answers. Or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys-
They just have had their guesses, right?
Well, like,
So-
yeah.
You know, we're very
Well, I can tell you what it is because it might not be.
Just
Lerp
cut it
is. Felch is. So I don't. Maybe we need some new words.
I think maybe we should go to that extent.
Just have one like long beep.
So we need new words.
You have just we have a lot of words like this, don't we?
Yeah, yeah,
We have
we
a
do.
lot of words.
You have just invalidated an entire segment. You should have never told her what it is.
I know.
So I'll put it in now.
That's lerping and felching anyway. So
Wow. Because when we say LERP in computer science, we have a different meaning for it.
I'm gonna bring in my.
I think LARPing is just as
Viz
offensive as what it actually is.
Profanitosaurus. I have it. I found it the other day. I unpacked
the little book,
boxes.
right?
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah,
It's full of British
Yeah.
profanity.
Dear.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh, dear.
hilarious, like some of the stuff in there.
Oh, man.
the pink Darth Vader is just so funny.
Oh, I don't want to know what that is. Okay, listen, everyone at home right now, if you are underage, just don't look it up. And if you're an adult, then feel free.
Don't
Don't look it up either.
Don't look it up.
You seriously going to keep that in?
And definitely
I would probably
do
not
not
keep it in
check
there.
urbandictionary.com.
It won't be there.
Long beeps. Long beeps.
Right.
I think I'll edit it very selectively. Okay. And actually,
Do you have any other words?
I don't know if they're strictly British lerping and felching. I think they're probably universal. But I mean, I've heard them in Britain.
No, I think they're pretty British. It sounds very British to me. Like cottaging, I suppose.
Cottaging, yeah.
Oh, that sounds not good.
Cottaging.
Cottaging. It almost,
That's a famous word.
Oh, I was doing that the other day.
And cow coppering.
But that's something they do in America.
cow tipping?
They do that.
Yeah, they do.
It's cow tipping, yeah.
Oh, no, they call it cow toppling.
No, we've got it cow tipping. I don't know. I can't remember now.
Sure.
Cow toppling.
Too busy lerping and felching.
And cottaging.
Okay.
All that cottaging. I mean, Jaymin just drags me along all the time.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I mean, cottage cheese making, I assume it means.
Well, I hope you assume that's what it means.
Okay. So on that note, I think this would be a good time to maybe announce the new Shooter 1 and 2 soundtrack that High Frequency Bandwidth is putting out called HFB PixelJunk. Now, this album is amazing. It features...
HFB PixelJunk.
How do they come up with these names?
Yes. Who comes up with these names? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who comes up with these things.
Yeah.
But actually, this album is featuring music from Shooters 1 and 2.
All remixed and remastered.
It's amazing.
It is an incredible soundtrack.
It's amazing.
Might I ask in what format?
So in the US, it's coming out on April 12th on iTunes and the PlayStation Store for $7.99. Now, the European dates are kind of scattered, and Mexico's a different date.
Which isn't in Europe, by the way.
No, it's not. No. I was saying that separately from.
Oh, okay.
Separately
Africa's
from
my
Europe.
favorite country.
It sounds like that sort of typical American thing.
I really want to be so screwed.
No.
Well, it must be because they speak foreign.
Exactly.
But yeah, the rest of the dates are kind of scattered throughout. So
Shall we just pop in the car and drive to England?
Yeah, that sounds a good idea.
let's do that. Yeah, let's drive there right now.
They did
That's
a
awesome.
survey. There's that survey on one of those on the website somewhere where they show they surveyed Americans
Right.
as to where they think they can drive to by car.
What's an acceptable distance, you mean? Or
No, I mean,
what's
where,
accessible?
if they got in their car, I mean, can they
Could
get
they
there by
drive
car?
there? Oh, I
Can they
see.
get there by car? They did a survey
Right.
to see that.
Alcatraz.
And we found that Japan is actually joined to the mainland of America.
Awesome.
That's a drive.
Awesome.
That is a drive.
It's like the entire world is connected to America.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but our level of technology in America is actually quite high, and we have hover cars
that explains it.
that transform into boats.
They're just hidden from public view.
Yeah, Q made them. Not Q Games, Q from James Bond.
Yes, well, he's a cunning guy. So, yeah.